YouTube review.
Okay, so I'm Mike Chapman, senior designer here at Codemasters.
Excellent. So we're here today to see DiRT Showdown. First question, and this is probably the most important question I'm going to ask you.
Yep.
Why do you have a little eye in DiRT? Why?
I love that little one.
DiRT 3 was one of the first games to allow users to upload YouTube videos.
Yes.
Will this functionality be making a return, and in what way is it going to be making a return?
Yeah, sure. So I think the YouTube kind of that interface in the game was pretty popular. So we've obviously brought that across to DiRT Showdown, but we've also tried to create a different entry point to it as well. So at the end of a race, you can still review your replay footage. You can still mark your in-air points and upload your favourite parts of the race. But I think the type of game that Showdown is where you've got all these crazy crashes and the sense that anything can happen. So there are going to be some cool moments that you might never have seen before, that you might have seen on someone's YouTube. But we've got a mechanic in the game called crashback. So if you do a particularly insane or amazing crash, we'll flag this crashback option. If you press the button at that point, you'll see the crash again in slow motion from the AI's point of view. So you'll see this kind of really slow motion, high fidelity sequence. And from there you can upload that straight to YouTube. So not only will we kind of encouraging uploading all the little cool stuff you've seen in a race or a Demolition Derby event, but also the crashes. We want people to share those crashes.
Do you see people trying to create like Hollywood style crashes and have the best videos up online?
I would love that to be the case. That's what we're really banking on. We really want people to want to share those videos, because it's not going to be just a car going around a corner or drifting around a bank. It's going to be cars slamming into each other. So kind of the scope there is much wider than it was in the previous games.
For anyone that's not heard of it, because it has only just been announced, what is RaceNet?
So RaceNet, outside of their games, is now the new home of Codemasters racing games. So on RaceNet you'll be able to compare your progress, you'll be able to have your own separate progression system on there, so you'll unlock rewards and kind of see a sense of everyone's activities online. So it really is a home for a game and a hub for players. So we really want to start building that sense of community between the games. So initially now we're saying that we're going to launch the platform with DiRT Showdown, but in the future it will be extended to future racing titles. And they'll each have their own little unique features as well that kind of complement the styles of play we support in those games.
And James mentioned earlier that RaceNet will actually be available with the demo as well.
That's
which
correct.
is quite impressive. So how's that going to work, and how is your progress on RaceNet going to carry over into the game?
So when you actually download the demo, you'll have the first option to sign into RaceNet. So from that, if you sign up to RaceNet, you'll unlock rewards in the main game. So when you do purchase the main game, you'll have additional cash, and you'll have an additional livery. So from straight off the bat, we really want to offer players a sense to go to RaceNet and a reason why. And when they go there, they're going to see all the little visual stat track and all the sense of visual progression. Really high polished websites, and we really want to be best in class with our websites.
So are you expecting RaceNet or are you building RaceNet to be something of its own sort of social platform, something like Battle.net, or will it integrate with a lot of other social platforms?
I think it will. I think it wouldn't be fair to say that we'd want to replace something like Facebook or Twitter for our games. I mean, you're pretty much going to complement those systems. That perception that we've taken all the little disparate elements and we've just chucked them in one game. And it really isn't that at all. I mean, the game modes you're going to see in this game, there haven't been any of the previous DiRT games before. It's an entirely fresh spin on those styles of play. So DiRT Showdown really allows us to branch out and fully represent really fun styles of play that we haven't been able to do previously. In the same sense, it's let level designers let loose a little bit. The car handlers have been able to really push the damage to the limits of physics problems or the different the chassis replaying. We've really taken it to the next level.
The original DiRT was kind of a hardcore rally simulation game, then DiRT 2 moved towards an arcade.
Yeah.
DiRT 3 kind of put them both together.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say that DiRT Showdown is kind of marking the sand and showing that the franchise is now going to branch off into two separate roads?
Absolutely. I mean, typically at this point we wouldn't say that. It's quite early, but we are saying that there will be a DiRT 4 eventually. We are committed to that title. But if you want to make an example, draw a line in the sand, we are kind of saying that all those different the evolution of the game ideas that we've had from Dirt 1 to Dirt 3, they can then live on and be explored more fully in Dirt Showdown. And in the future, with Dirt 4 or Redemption series, whatever we call it, we can explore the more hardcore elements, hardcore lightly, but we can kind of explore more official motorsports.
So looking at the different gameplay styles, the simulation racer and the arcade racer that you had before, what's the motivation between bringing all of these in? Was it more a creative decision, or was it just purely business and you wanted to reach out to a larger market? Where did that come from?
I think it's definitely creative. I mean, the idea for this, much more, I hate to use the word accessible, but it's got much more of a broad appeal. So Demolition Derby in its essence appeals to players who don't, it's not just racing fans or people who want that serious sense of competition. It might be people who just want to see cars slam into each other and really feel that sense of the spectacle.
Are all the game modes going to be on loan? Which ones are and which ones aren't?
So the vast majority of the game modes are online. And the reason why we aren't supporting some of them is because purely just for the gameplay experience. So if there's modes where you are going to be sat in the lobby, so for example Eliminate, where after a brief amnesty period at the start of the race we start eliminating players from the bank. Online, I think you get into a situation where players will just be sitting in the lobby waiting for someone to finish. And really wants to create that sense of just never-ending action, just this constant kind of roller coaster ride of action. So we made the call there to not support that online for that very reason.
Sure, that kind of goes straight into my next question. How are you going to handle rage quitters in the game? So people who get so angry that they just jump out of the lobby or switch off their Xbox or PlayStation?
I think with this game particularly, you've got the sense that anything can happen at any point, so the tables can turn. I mean, with the figure eight tracks you've seen, that it gives an opportunity for the person who last player to take out the people at the front. So we want players to feel that the tides can turn at any moment. So it's not about just rage quitting, hopefully it's about just staying invested in the race.
Do you have any plans to distribute the game digitally as well as a box product, so it can just be downloaded from XBLA or from PSN?
I think so. I think when we've done that with Dirt 3, we had a Gouge on Demand version. So I think we'll probably look at that in the future. And obviously we're releasing on Steam as well on the PC, so we'll have it's available from the get-go.
Sure.
Yeah, you're good to roll. We're going to be crashing, tricking, and speeding our way through some killer events, taking us all over the world.
Is there a lot on your list that couldn't fit in this game that you've got top of the waiting list for the next development?
There's always a sense of ideas. Obviously, what we've done with Showdown is quite specific to that kind of side of the series. We've always got a lot of ideas. Some make it in, some don't. Some kind of stay on the cushion and but we've always got this bank of ideas we can draw on. The kind of emphasis is always on what to write, what do players want right now.
Sure. So when can gamers get their hands on the game?
So the game is released for 360, PS3 and PC, and it's released at the end of May.
Damn! Thank you for playing. Presented by
Noob Review.